闭眼背雅思单词。
engage
吸引、占用，使从事于、使忙于、雇用、聘用、与交战、啮合、衔接。
We got engaged on my 18th birthday.
我们在我18岁生日那天订婚了。
We got engaged on my 18th birthday.
adjacent
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 邻近的、毗连的。
He sat in an adjacent room and waited.
他坐在一间相邻的房间里等。
He sat in an adjacent room and waited.
requirement
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 需要、需求、要求，需要的东西，必要条件。
Its products met all legal requirements.
它的产品满足了所有法定的必备条件。
Its products met all legal requirements.
estuary
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 河口、河口湾。
Sturgeon fishing has been pretty good in the estuary.
鲟鱼捕捞在这个河口一直很好。
Sturgeon fishing has been pretty good in the estuary.
appetite
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 食欲、胃口、欲望。
He has a healthy appetite.
他有健康的胃口。
He has a healthy appetite.
whisper
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 低语。
Bless you, Eva, he whispered.
愿上帝保佑你，伊娃，他低声说道。
Bless you, Eva, he whispered.
strategy
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 战略、策略。
The strategy worked brilliantly.
这项策略非常成功。
The strategy worked brilliantly.
revolve
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 旋转。
Since childhood, her life has revolved around tennis.
从孩提时代起，他的生活就一直以网球为中心。
Since childhood, her life has revolved around tennis.
shift
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 移动、转移、改变、转变。
He shifted from foot to foot.
他从一只脚换到另一只脚。
He shifted from foot to foot.
rehabilitate
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 改造，使恢复正常生活，使恢复原状，修复、复职、恢复的名誉。
Considerable efforts have been made to rehabilitate patients who have suffered in this way.
为使受这种苦的病人康复，已经付出了相当大的努力。
Considerable efforts have been made to rehabilitate patients who have suffered in this way.
clumsy
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 笨拙的，不得体的。
I'd never seen a clumsier, less coordinated boxer.
我还从未见过更加笨拙、更不协调的拳击手。
I'd never seen a clumsier, less coordinated boxer.
territory
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 领土、版图、领域、范围。
Let's meet on neutral territory.
我们在中立地区会面吧。
Let's meet on neutral territory.
long term
longterm
long term
长期的，
Businesses will have to aim at long-term growth.
企业必须以长期增长为目标。
Businesses will have to aim at long-term growth.
droplet
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 小滴，
Droplets of sweat were welling up on his forehead.
一颗颗小汗珠从他额头上不断冒出来。
Droplets of sweat were welling up on his forehead.
Bargain.
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 讨价还价，
At this price, the wine is a bargain.
以这个价格，这葡萄酒算是物美价廉了。
At this price, the wine is a bargain.
Inductive.
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 诱导的，归纳的，
Maintain.
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 维持、保持、维修、保养、坚持、主张、赡养、负担。
The house costs a fortune to maintain.
维修这房子花费巨大。
The house costs a fortune to maintain.
Professional.
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 职业的，专业的，
She became a professional mezzo-soprano.
她成为一名专业的女中音歌手。
She became a professional mezzo-soprano.
Remain.
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 保持，仍旧是，剩下，
He remained chaste.
她仍保持洁身自好。
He remained chaste.
Amaze.
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 使惊奇，使惊愕，
He never ceases to amaze me.
她总让我惊喜不断。
He never ceases to amaze me.
Encompass.
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 包含，包围，环绕。
His repertoire encompassed everything from Bach to Schönberg.
他的表演曲目从巴赫到勋伯格，样样俱全。
His repertoire encompassed everything from Bach to Schönberg.
Megacity.
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 大城市，
Deposit.
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 存放，储蓄，使沉淀，付。
Landlords can charge a returnable deposit.
房东可以收取一笔可退还的押金。
Landlords can charge a returnable deposit.
Pearl.
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 珍珠，
These pearls had a fine luster.
这些珍珠有一种细柔的光泽。
These pearls had a fine luster.
Migrant.
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 移居者，移民，迁移动物，候鸟。
Migrant birds shelter in the reeds.
候鸟隐蔽在芦苇丛中。
Migrant birds shelter in the reeds.
Formulation.
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 公式化，格式化，确切的表达。
This is a far weaker formulation than is in the draft resolution which is being proposed.
这是相对于正在被提议的草拟决议要弱得多的一种表述方式。
This is a far weaker formulation than is in the draft resolution which is being proposed.
Flask.
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 长颈瓶，烧瓶。
He took out a metal flask from a canvas bag.
他从帆布袋里拿出了一个金属水瓶。
He took out a metal flask from a canvas bag.
Fluctuation.
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 波动、起伏、动摇。
Don't worry about tiny fluctuations in your weight.
不用担心你体重的轻微波动。
Don't worry about tiny fluctuations in your weight.
Complexity.
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 复杂、复杂性、复杂的事物。
In rehearsing Shakespeare, I puzzle over the complexities of his verse and prose.
排演莎士比亚戏剧时，我苦苦地思索着他诗歌和散文中的复杂难懂之处。
In rehearsing Shakespeare, I puzzle over the complexities of his verse and prose.
Automatically.
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 自动的，无意识的，
The device automatically disconnects the ignition.
那个装置自动断开了点火器。
The device automatically disconnects the ignition.
Disturbance.
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 扰乱、打扰、骚乱、混乱、心神不安、烦恼。
Poor educational performance is related to emotional disturbance.
学习表现不好与情绪不稳定有关。
Poor educational performance is related to emotional disturbance.
Simultaneous.
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 同时的，同时发生的，同时存在的，同步的。
Guarantee.
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 保证，
Success is not guaranteed.
不保证一定能成功。
Success is not guaranteed.
Mattress.
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 床垫，
Is the mattress lumpy and saggy?
是不是床垫凹凸不平，而且松松垮垮？
Is the mattress lumpy and saggy?
Pliable.
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 容易受影响的，顺从的，一弯的，柔韧的。
As your baby grows bigger, his bones become less pliable.
随着你的宝宝慢慢长大，他的骨头柔韧性会变弱。
As your baby grows bigger, his bones become less pliable.
Recommend.
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 推荐、劝告、使受欢迎。
Borrowing used to not be recommended.
借东西在过去是不提倡的。
Borrowing used to not be recommended.
Continent.
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 大陆、陆地、洲。
She loved the African continent.
他热爱非洲大陆。
She loved the African continent.
Flash.
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 闪光、闪耀。
I flashed a look at Sue.
我突然瞥了修一眼。
I flashed a look at Sue.
Literal.
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 照字面的，逐字的。
A literal translation of the name tappies is walls.
名字的字面翻译是墙。
A literal translation of the name tappies is walls.
Advertisement.
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 广告、公告、广告活动、宣传。
The advertisement is for a men's fragrance.
这则广告介绍一款男士香水。
The advertisement is for a men's fragrance.
Beverage.
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 饮料，
Alcoholic beverages are served in the hotel lounge.
宾馆的休息室供应酒类饮料。
Alcoholic beverages are served in the hotel lounge.
Indolent.
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 懒惰的、倦怠的、不活跃的、无行动的。
Entwine.
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 使缠住，使盘绕。
He entwined his fingers with hers.
他和他十指相扣。
He entwined his fingers with hers.
Helicopter.
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 直升飞机。
The helicopter crashed to earth nearby.
直升机坠毁在附近的地面上。
The helicopter crashed to earth nearby.
Attribute.
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 把归于。
Cruelty is a normal attribute of human behavior.
残忍是人类行为的一种正常的特性。
Cruelty is a normal attribute of human behavior.
Ripe.
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 成熟的，时机成熟的。
He lived to the ripe old age of 95.
他活到了95岁的高龄。
He lived to the ripe old age of 95.
Genetic.
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 遗传的，
Eye color shows more than your genetic inheritance.
眼睛的颜色显示的不只是你基因的遗传特征。
Eye color shows more than your genetic inheritance.
Horror.
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 害怕、恐怖，
I felt numb with horror.
我惊呆了。
I felt numb with horror.
Mechanism.
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 机械装置、机制、机理、办法。
She disengaged the film advance mechanism on the camera.
他卸下了照相机上的胶卷，推进机械装置。
She disengaged the film advance mechanism on the camera.
Backbone.
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 脊椎、骨干、支柱。
You might be taking drastic measures, and you've got to have the backbone to do that.
你可能在采取极端措施，而且你得有骨气做它。
You might be taking drastic measures, and you've got to have the backbone to do that.
Insane.
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 蠢极的、荒唐的、精神病的、精神失常的、疯狂的。
He was insane when he carried out the grisly murders.
他在进行那些恐怖的谋杀时已精神错乱。
He was insane when he carried out the grisly murders.
Poison.
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 毒药。
He was suffering from salmonella poisoning.
他当时正忍受着沙门氏菌中毒的折磨。
He was suffering from salmonella poisoning.
Slumber.
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 睡眠、安睡。
He had fallen into exhausted slumber.
他已经进入了沉睡。
He had fallen into exhausted slumber.
Optimum.
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 最好的，最有利的。
The hot sun enables the grapes to reach optimum ripeness.
炙热的阳光使葡萄能达到最佳成熟状态。
The hot sun enables the grapes to reach optimum ripeness.
Inculcate.
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 谆教诲，反复灌输。
We have tried to inculcate a feeling of citizenship in youngsters.
我们試圖向年輕人灌輸公民意識。
We have tried to inculcate a feeling of citizenship in youngsters.
Tropospheric.
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 對流層的。
Describe.
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 描述、描寫、形容。
She describes him as urbane and charming.
他把他描述為溫文爾雅、富有魅力。
She describes him as urbane and charming.
Disorientate.
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 使失去方向感，使迷茫，使不知所措。
I feel dizzy and disorientated.
我感到頭暈目眩，找不到方向。
I feel dizzy and disorientated.
Consensus.
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 共识，一致。
The consensus is that risk factors have an accumulative effect.
一致意见认为，多种危险因素有积聚的效果。
The consensus is that risk factors have an accumulative effect.
Absolute.
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 完全的、绝对的、纯粹的，
What absolute drivel?
一派胡言。
What absolute drivel?
Persuade.
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 说服、劝说，使相信。
He persuaded Joe to take him in.
他说服乔收留了他。
He persuaded Joe to take him in.
Grab.
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 抓、夺，
Grab a beer.
快喝杯啤酒吧。
Grab a beer.
Slum.
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 贫民窟、贫民区。
Poverty leads to slums, which are an eyesore and a health hazard.
贫穷产生贫民窟，那是个让人看了难受、对健康有害的地方。
Poverty leads to slums, which are an eyesore and a health hazard.
Wealthy.
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 富的、富裕的、充裕的，
It had once been the home of a wealthy nobleman.
这曾是一个有钱贵族的宅邸。
It had once been the home of a wealthy nobleman.
Navigable.
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 可通航的，适于航行的。
Recapture.
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 重获、收复。
They said the bodies were found when rebels recaptured the area.
他们说这些尸体是在反叛者们重新占领这个地区时被发现的。
They said the bodies were found when rebels recaptured the area.
Incorporate.
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 把合并、纳入、包含、吸收。
The camera incorporates a red-eye reduction facility.
该相机配备着能缩减红眼的设置。
The camera incorporates a red-eye reduction facility.
Reiterate.
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 重复、反复、反复地说，重申。
He reiterated his opposition to the creation of a central bank.
他重申了他对创办中央银行的反对。
He reiterated his opposition to the creation of a central bank.
Administration.
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 管理、行政，
Too much time is spent on administration.
太多的时间花在了管理工作上。
Too much time is spent on administration.
Furniture.
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 家具，
Rose finds her furniture in junk shops.
罗斯在旧货店里找到他的家具。
Rose finds her furniture in junk shops.
Foam.
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 起泡沫，
The water curved round the rocks in great bursts of foam.
水流卷绕着岩石，产生大量的泡沫。
The water curved round the rocks in great bursts of foam.
Boast.
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 自夸、夸耀。
Carol boasted about her costume.
卡罗尔吹嘘着她的戏装。
Carol boasted about her costume.
Dwell.
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 居住、栖身。
I'd rather not dwell on the past, he told me.
我宁愿不多想过去，他告诉我。
I'd rather not dwell on the past, he told me.
Refresher.
refresher,
refresher,
提神物，帮助记忆的东西或人。补习课程。
cater,
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 提供饮食，迎合，满足需要。
We cater to an exclusive clientele.
我们满足一个特殊客户群的需求。
We cater to an exclusive clientele.
attractive,
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 吸引的，有吸引力的，引起注意的。
He is a very attractive man.
他是个非常有吸引力的人。
He is a very attractive man.
imagine,
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 想象，猜想，
Imagine a sort of a kidney shape.
想象一种类似肾脏的形状。
Imagine a sort of a kidney shape.
counterpart,
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 与对方地位相当的人。配对物，副本。
The Secretary of State and his Russian counterpart met to try to nail down the elusive accord.
美国国务卿与俄罗斯外交部长会晤，试图确定这项表述模糊的协议。
The Secretary of State and his Russian counterpart met to try to nail down the elusive accord.
stripe,
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 条纹，
His striped tie was loosened at his throat.
他脖子上的条纹领带松开着。
His striped tie was loosened at his throat.
sinister,
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 不吉祥的，凶兆的，险恶的，邪恶的。
There was something sinister about him that she found disturbing.
他身上带有某种令他心神不宁的阴险。
There was something sinister about him that she found disturbing.
segment,
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 片段，部分，节，线段，半。
Peel all the fruit except the lime and separate into segments.
除了酸橙之外，把所有的水果剥皮并分成半。
Peel all the fruit except the lime and separate into segments.
glossary,
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 词汇表，术语表。
A glossary of terms is included for the reader's convenience.
为了方便读者，还收录了术语汇编。
A glossary of terms is included for the reader's convenience.
superb,
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 极好的，高质量的。
They dished up a superb meal.
他们上了一桌很棒的饭菜。
They dished up a superb meal.
duplicate,
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 完全相同的，副本的。
He let himself in with a duplicate key.
他用一把另配的钥匙打开门进去了。
He let himself in with a duplicate key.
decrease,
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 减少，减小。
Since 1945, air forces have decreased in size.
1945年以来，空军的规模已经缩小。
Since 1945, air forces have decreased in size.
flutter,
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 震，拍打，挑动，晃动，跳动。
The paper fluttered to the floor.
纸飘落到地板上。
The paper fluttered to the floor.
afflicting,
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 痛苦的，
preventative,
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 预防性的，
ignorance,
ignorance.
Ignorance.
无知、愚昧、不知道。
Mr. Giles pleads ignorance as his excuse.
贾尔斯先生以不知情作为他的借口。
Mr. Giles pleads ignorance as his excuse.
Germinate.
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 发芽、生长、发展。
Some seed varieties germinate fast, so check every day or so.
有一些品种的种子发芽快，所以差不多每天都要查看一下。
Some seed varieties germinate fast, so check every day or so.
Installment.
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 分期付款，一级。
String.
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 线、弦、细绳、一串。
Roll the meat and tie it with string.
把肉卷起来，用线捆好。
Roll the meat and tie it with string.
Crocodile.
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 鳄鱼，鳄鱼皮，
That was real crocodile skin.
那是真正的鳄鱼皮。
That was real crocodile skin.
Submit.
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 屈从，提交。
He has submitted himself to the will of God.
他已经让自己听從上帝的意志。
He has submitted himself to the will of God.
Occupy.
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 占用、占领，忙碌于，从事，
Keep the brain occupied.
不让脑子闲下来。
Keep the brain occupied.
Migrate.
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 迁徙，移居。
Migrating birds filled the pale sky.
迁徙的鸟布满了灰白的天空。
Migrating birds filled the pale sky.
Affluent.
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 丰富的，富裕的。
The diet of the affluent has not changed much over the decades.
富人的饮食数十年来没怎么变。
The diet of the affluent has not changed much over the decades.
Conclusion.
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 结论、推论、结束。
I love you.